Hey everyone, J-Rod Plays here. Today I just wanted to bring you a quick guide for the Bottomless Pit Quest. This is the quest that's going to help people get the Necrochasm that weren't able to get the clear during the contest mode. If you did get the clear during the contest mode, you would get the Husk of the Pit, the Eidolon Ally, and the Necrochasm. And then I believe you have access to the Catalyst by just going through the raid again and getting it again. In this case, for everybody else, including myself, unfortunately I didn't get the contest mode done. To get the Necrochasm, I'm going to have to complete the quest. And so in order to pick up the quest, and just like you would see in the contest mode, they would pick up the quest from the chest that you would get from killing Oryx. Now in this case, instead of just giving you everything, what you'll end up getting is the Husk of the Pit, and you're going to get a quest objective. Now that quest objective reads, begin the ritual that unlocks this weapon's true potential. Eliminate a horde of Hive. And the actual quest step is to defeat Hive with the Husk of the Pit. Husk of the Pit final blows in the Crota's Inn raid grant additional progress. And so I immediately thought, hey, no problem, I'm just going to go down into the Crota's Inn raid and kill a bunch of the Hive Thrall that spawn at the very beginning whenever you're standing on the plate to open up the bridge that takes you down into the Hellmouth. And I killed wave after wave after wave, and then I checked, and unfortunately Bungie, I guess, has thought of that. For some reason that's a problem to do that, and you don't get any progress for those Hive. So then the next best thing that I said, okay, well, I'm going to go over to the moon, and I'm going to start doing the Altars of Sorrow. And so I picked up a bunch of moon bounties, and then I dove down into the Altars of Sorrow. And it was pretty easy. You just kind of stand around the portals in which the enemies spawn, and you just mow them down, and in no time, and it took me like 10 minutes in order to get my quest to complete. And so the next thing that I was thinking, okay, so how do I get the Eidolon Ally? Well, what happens is when you complete this quest and you go over to step 2, you actually get the Eidolon Ally. You actually get the Eidolon Ally in your Postmaster if you're full, or you'll get it in your inventory if not. And so when I got back to the Postmaster, I saw that I had it, and I said, oh, okay, so it just kind of gives this to you as kind of like a PvP weapon to take to PvP, or you could use it in PvE, but the stats are kind of PvP looking. And the next quest step is going to be to collect these Essence of the Oversouls. Now, the Essence of the Oversoul is going to drop randomly from encounters in Crota's Inn. In the very first week, during the contest mode, it felt like these maybe might have a slightly higher RNG because I got 2 back-to-back from the first and the second encounter. And then now that I played the normal mode, it seems like it's just maybe like a slightly less bit of RNG because people have been saying they haven't got them as often, but you can farm them. They're not something that you can't get from going in and playing the raid over and over and over again if you have the time. But the other way that you can get them is actually through the title. And so in this case, if you go over here and you look to the Crota's Inn title, Swordbearer, if you go down to the bottom, you'll see Conservation of Energy, In Unison, and Feathered Light. Those all have Essence of Oversoul as rewards. Then on the next page, you have the Precarious Balance, Threatening Reach, Equal Vessels, All for One, Broken Throne, and Conquest by Virtue does not give you one. That one's just going to be the speeder, and that one's going to be for the Master tier of Crota's End. And I'm sure once you complete that, you'll probably get a few along the way if you don't already have the Necrochasm. I already completed Communal Rites. That's just to expunge your Yut each damage phase, and you just have to do it twice there. And then I've already done the Singular Sensation, which is complete the Crota's End Son of Oryx encounter with only one player enlightened at a time. And that's pretty much the quest. You're going to now spend time going through Crota's Inn every week on all 3 of your characters, and each of your characters trying to get that Oversoul, that Essence of the Oversoul. And then once you have enough Essence of the Oversouls, you're going to turn that in. That's going to give you the Necrochasm. From there, you're going to take the Necrochasm and get the Catalyst for it, which once we have a little bit more information on that, once I can kind of reliably see what it looks like and what it does, I'll make another little follow-up video on that. That way everybody can be caught up to speed. So thanks very much for checking out my quick guide. Glad I could help some of you figure out what's going on with this quest, and I'll see you guys in the next one.